Hey guys, AJP here, and we're talking about a super fun deck. I'm calling it 4-color Thoptergy, okay, and you'll understand why very shortly. And let's get into the deck. Alright, so we got 4 colors. We're going to start with the land, believe it or not. It's pretty simple. We're playing green, blue, red, and black. Okay, so we're running 5 of each basic land, and then we have 4 ether hubs. And then we also are running 4 pyramids to also help us get the colors and have big explosive turns if we can use it into its lotus effect. Okay, and that's all our 1-drops we have. On turn 2, okay, we have a lot of 2-drops. We have some removal, die young. Okay, all of these cards are going to give us energy. Die Young is going to give us 2 energy and give -1/-1 for each energy we like to pay. Okay, that can take care of indestructible creatures and things like that in the format right now that are otherwise really difficult to get rid of. Okay, so I know that compared to Harness Lightning, which is our next card, you do receive 1 less energy, but it's still 2 mana for 2 energy and a removal spell. Obviously, it's also a sorcery as compared to the instant, but I think just we need more cards that are cheap to get us energy, and also, you know, with the counters and stuff that we're be getting with one of our cards, I'll show you in a little bit. We'll be getting more energy than that, so I'm not really too concerned about how much energy it's giving us, just the fact that it's removal for 2 mana. Okay, another 2-drop. We have Servant of the Conduit. Okay, so another card's going to give us energy, also help ramp us a little bit, also help fix our 4-color mana base. Okay, another cheap card that can be a blocker and just comes down on turn 2 and gives us some more energy. Then we have Widening Constrictor, of course, which is going to help us get a lot of energy. Okay, if we have it out when we play almost any other card in the deck, we're going to get additional energy. And then last 2-drop is Decoction Module. And whenever a creature enters the battlefield, we get an energy. So obviously that doesn't give us energy itself, but it does help ramp our energy, I suppose you could say. So so far we have a pyramid to help fix color, Die Young to get energy removal, Harness Lightning, get energy removal, Servant, get energy ramp, Widening Constrictor doesn't give us any energy, but helps help us get more energy in the future. And Decoction Module, same thing, does not give us any energy, but will give us energy in the future. And also, for the turns where we have something else to play at the end of our opponent's turn, or an instant or something like that, we can use its second ability, or its activated ability for 4 colorless, and return a creature that we control to our hand for a couple of reasons. 1, to protect it from removal. 2, just because sometimes we can just replay it again and get more energy for the cheap creature. So, for instance, if we had Servant in the Conduit out and it's turn 7, we don't need the ramp anymore, we can just bounce it back and next turn play it, get 2 energy, possibly more triggered effects, depending on what we have on the battlefield. Okay, so let's get to our 3-drops. We have Whirler Virtuoso. Okay, an obvious play in this deck. Okay, we're going to get lots of energy, and we're going to be able to make some creatures. And when creatures come in the battlefield with the Decoction Module, we get more energy, and we can make more creatures. And that's kind of how that works. So very cheap, very versatile. Okay, it's like anti-removal. As soon as you play it, you'll have so much energy that even if they remove it right away, if it hits the battlefield, you can just make as many Thopters as you possibly can. Or, if you know you have another one in hand or something like that, you can let it go and then, save your energy. Okay, and then our second 3-drop is Fabrication Module. Okay, so every time we get 1 energy, 1 or more energy, we put a 1/1 counter on something. So, obviously the modules work together. That's what they're made to do. But it also helps most of our creatures get pretty big pretty fast because all of them pretty much we're not running a whole lot, but you know all the virtuosos come in. Fabrications on the field, they're going to be, you know, a 3-4, and what server and the kind of one's going to come in, it's going to be a 3-3, things like that. And then if we have decoction module out as well, that's a separate trigger where we get another energy separately. So they would both be have +2/+2. Constrictor would get +1/+1, but it would be +2/+2 because he's wanting Constrictor, so we would get an additional counter. Things like that. And our most expensive card in the deck is Glimmer of Genius to help get through the deck and find the pieces we need. We have a whole bunch of 4-ofs. We want to hit, you know, at least one of each. Ideally, we need a whirler out there. It's kind of the closer, wanting Constrictor in the beginning. One fabrication, one decoction module, and then, you know, we get that, we're pretty much set up. So Glimmer will help us find the cards we need as well as giving us 2 energy, which will help trigger everything in the deck. Alright, so also something to note, Aether Hubs obviously give you energy when they enter the battlefield, so that is a good trigger for decoction module and fabrication module and all of those, and also Constrictor. So you know, if you have one of those and you don't need to play it right away, you can wait and use it as just another trigger for all of the possible triggers in this deck. Okay, we're going to go along to our sideboard. Okay, we're not really too creature heavy. It's kind of more of a combo deck. So we have some removal. Okay, and obviously if we play against a control deck that has not that many creatures or no creatures at all, we're not going to need the Die Youngs or the Harness Lightnings. We can bring in Duress, the 4 Duresses, and we can bring in the 4 Negates. If we realize that we're playing against a creature-heavy deck, we can bring in the Essence Scatters to keep up and maybe go down one of each of the modules, maybe 1 Pyramid, 1 Glimmer, and it doesn't really hurt us too much. And then if we're going against something tokens or just super speedy deck, we have the Henny's Expertise, which is super good because we have a lot of good cards we can play for under 3 in this deck. If we play that, obviously we could play Fabrication Module after, we can play Decoction Module after. So that's super helpful to help us have a big explosive turn there. Turn 4, take rid of everything, and then turn 4 as well, drop one of the modules down to help us get close to our setup that we need. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up the deck. We're going to have some gameplay coming up, being posted shortly in a different video, and I hope you guys check it out. I hope you guys like this deck idea. The mana base is pretty simple. Obviously, if you guys have any any of the lands that come into play untapped with basics in play, throw them in there, or you can even throw in just the straight up tapped dual lands if you think that's better. But like we have so many 2-drops, and our curve is so low that it just sets us back a turn immediately. So I mean, it's up to you to decide whether or not you think it's worth it to be, I guess, slightly more consistent, but maybe not as fast. This is how I do the math in my head. We have 5 mana of each basic land that we are playing in this deck. We also have 4 Aether Hubs, and every card in our deck gives us energy almost. So 4 Aether Hubs, so there's pretty much, will give us 1 of any mana. We have 4 Pyramids, and we have 4 Servant and the Conduits. So those are all things that can give us any color. So that's an additional 12 sources of mana that can be any color, as opposed to, not as opposed to, but in addition to the 5 basics. So if you're thinking how many blue sources do we have the 5 islands plus the 4, which is 9, 4 Aether Hubs, which is 9, 4 Pyramids, which is 13, and then 4 Servant and the Conduits, which is 17. So we have 17 blue sources in the deck, 17 green, 17 red, 17 black. Obviously, it doesn't always work out perfectly, and sometimes things might happen where a source might not actually be able to be used as a source, But for the most part, I found that you always have energy, and they're always going to be able to give us, you know, the mana of any color that we need. All right, so make sure you guys like the video. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you choose to do so, to make sure you guys see everything else that's coming up in the future. Also, you'll be able to see when the gameplay comes up. So make sure you check that out as well. And let me know what you think about the deck. Let me know what you think about the gameplay. And also give me ideas for any other decks coming up that you think you might want to see me brew together, or ideas, anything like that. I already have a good idea for the next one, but I'm always looking for more. So check it out, check the gameplay out, and I'll see you guys in the next video, the gameplay videos. All right, I'm out of here.